We started discussing about one Atharva mantra, 7:26:6. Vishnoha karmani pashyata yato vratani paspashe indrasya yujya sakha. That was the mantra. Vishnu karmani pashyata, we had understood a little. So it's very natural for anyone. If you look at a thing, immediately think about the one who has done it. Say, look at a painting. Immediately think of who is the painter. The painting is so fine. So immediately your mind goes towards the painter. Similarly, if you see a beautiful house, immediately say, who is the architect? He has built so finely. That's how we see it. If you see a beautiful car, oh, which brand it is, which manufacturer it is, so fine. So immediately it goes back to the manufacturer or the one who has done it. But when you look at a hillock, when you look at the moon, when you look at the sun, this will not happen. That's the problem. You say it's beautiful, but you never think about the one who is behind it. Painting easy, car easy, any material easy. Yes, immediately we go back. But here, we are so insensitive. Instead of going back as to who is the creator of this, who is behind this, which force is behind this, we think of how I can exploit this and use this. So this is our aspect of it. Now, this has to be reoriented. This way of thinking has to be changed. And this is instrumental for that. Vishnu karmani pashyata. So look at the works of that omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient power. Look at that. It's so fantastic. It's so exciting. It's so amazing. Whatever you call it. Suddenly, disconnect. Now you're able to hear? Okay. So whenever you look at the creation, it's not by any human being. A tree, a boulder, a rock, a river is not the creation of any human being. Then we should have understood that there is another creator which is not human, which is superhuman, and that is this omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient Satchidananda. And that is Vishnu. So to remind us to go back to the creator, this mantra helps us. Vishnoho karmani pashyata. So if we reorient ourselves and if we change our perspective to look at things, then what happens? That's the next line. Yato vratani paspashe. Paspashe, it is sprisha badhana sparshanayoho. Badhana sparshanayoho. Badhana is to bind. Sparshana is to be in touch. Paspashe. A person who is really capable of seeing this Satchidananda. Seeing means, when I say seeing, it's not this through the physical eyes. That we should be very clear. because that Satchidananda doesn't have any form. And it is not a subject for all our sense organs. That we have discussed n number of times, and there is no confusion about it. So, when I say seeing it, I really mean seeing through our inner eyes, experiencing it. So when a person is capable of experiencing it by looking at the works of that Satchidananda, now what happens in him? He'll be just amazed about the creation. We have failed to understand the creation, even a part of it, with all these modern equipments, instruments, so many things. And knowledge has been growing and expanding day by day. But still, we are not able to understand the mystery of this creation. It's still a mystery for us. Somebody was telling, how do you define mystery? Then they are telling, lack of mastery is mystery. We don't know what it is. We are not able to understand it. We lack that mastery. So when there is lack of mastery is there, it appears as a beautiful mystery. So even today, the whole universe is very, very mysterious. What we know really is, if I'm right, is not even a speck of it. Not even a speck of it. A particle of it. An atom of it, whatever you call it. So huge is a construction. So huge is a system. So huge is a universe. Now a person who is able to realize and experience, feel about the force which is behind this, his heart fills. He's amazed. He looks everything with awe. See, that's the result. Then what he will do? What he will do? All his ego will change to humility. Wonderful humility, which will never change. He becomes very, very humble. And being humble, what he does? Yataha pratani paspashe. Because of that humility, because of humble nature, what he does is, he gets himself hooked on to vrata. Hooked on to vratas. Pratani paspashe. Paspashe means he gets hooked on to. Badhana sparshanayoho. He'll always be in touch with vrata. Once again, this vrata word has been misused. That also we are very clear. We have discussed several times. When I say vrata, it means the idea, concept, human values, which are to be practiced continuously. Ritu vartane is a root. Vartana means to move on continuously. No break. So without break, what we follow continuously is what is called as vrata. So there are so many such vratas to be followed continuously. So very simple listing is Yama Niyama as prescribed in the Yoga Shastra or Yoga Darshana. Yama, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. Niyama, Shaucha, Santosha, Swadhyaya, Tapas, Ishvara Pranidhana. These 10 are considered as vratas. The first 5 are compulsory, mandatory. The next 5, recommendatory. If there is little this or that way, it can be tolerated. That too, not all the 5. Inima, Shaucha, Swadhyaya, a little. But other things are also compulsory and mandatory. So these 10 are called as, in Yoga Darshan, as Mahavrata. They doesn't call it as just Vrata, they call it as Mahavrata. And of course, the Yoga Darshana has got its roots in the Vedas. That's very clear. So many concepts that are spread over in the Vedas has been set into sutras in Yoga Darshana. It's a short note. It's an abridged version of Vedic thoughts. So Ratani Paspashe. he gets hooked up to, he gets attached to the vratas. Because once he is able to understand the Creator, not fully of course, once he is able to experience that Satchidananda to some extent, he feels so elated, so elated, that what he does is, yes, this is a wonderful creation I am in. So I want to make the best use of it, not exploit. I repeat, I want to make the best use of this universe for my sake and for the sake of my fellow beings. So this has to be made the best use of it, use it properly to the best extent, without disturbing it. There's also so many conditions here. Without disturbing it. How my life should be, that's how he thinks about it. So when he starts thinking how my life should be, yes, he'll immediately come to these values, these vratas, which he will follow. Not by force, not by a rule, law, but it is a self-imposed discipline. So that self-imposed discipline, yes, it becomes a real vrata. If it is enforced by some external force, we don't call it as discipline, we call it as protocol. Protocol, yes, you have to do it, you have to do it. Whether you like it or not, it's a protocol, you have to do it. Since it's a protocol, there's no life in that. But things will happen, things will work. But when it is a self-disciplined vrata, it is protocol plus heart plus soul, so many things. And there is one saying in Sanskrit. It says, Sarvam paravasham dukkham, sarvam atmavasham sukham. Very simple. Sarvam paravasham dukkham. It is enforced by a third party upon us. There is right or wrong or good or bad, there's a differentiation. But we feel discomfortable. Because it's enforced by a third party. But it's the same thing, I wish and do it, then that itself becomes very comfortable, happy, pleasing. Sarvam Atma Vasham Sukham. So simple. Anything for that matter. Say if somebody says, go for a long drive, I feel bad or I get tired. But if I have that habit or nature of going for a long drive, nothing will happen. I'll enjoy it. Even though it is strenuous, I enjoy it. Because it is Atma Vasham. It's not enforced by anything else. So Vrata is Atma Vasham. And when a person follows it, enjoys it. And what is the result of Vrata? Yes, he also survives, makes a fellow beings to survive. Ahimsa, living with friendship, Maitri Bhavana, that's very much essential for a happy living. Anywhere, anytime, with any person, with any group. Satya, being truthful, to speak truth, to understand truth. To understand truth is to understand a thing as it is. As it is. Knowing it as it is. Asteya, not to steal. Says not to steal. Even if it is crores worth, millions worth, we will not touch it. Because it's not mine, simple. This spiritual strength a person will get provided he follows that vrata deliberately, wishfully. Atmavasham, if it is done, yes. This firmness a person will get. Brahmacharya, is always at learning. When a person concentrates on learning, the result is the sense organs running towards their objects will be less and less. Therefore, control over sense organs too indirectly is called as brahmacharya. It's because of celibacy. It doesn't mean brahmacharya, doesn't mean it's just a relationship between male and female. No. It is all the sense organs involving themselves or running after their objects. But that will be minimum because the whole thing is directed towards learning. That's brahmacharya. Aparigraha, not to acquire at all. Of course, we need possessions, but these possessions are just for our survival and sustenance. And the rest of the time, rest of the energy and everything, we are spending for the spiritual progress. Because that's the very purpose of human life. Now, all these, a person will be able to understand once his orientation is going behind what is created by Satchidananda. Looks at it, is amazed, and immediately goes back. And all these things reveal themselves. Shaucha, cleanliness, bodily cleanliness, mental cleanliness, spiritual cleanliness. The first 5 niyamas will mainly contribute for the spiritual cleanliness, purity of soul, shaucha. Santosha, being happy, looking things with a positive view. Not that everything in life is positive, no. But we can have a positive view for everything. It may be negative or positive, that's a different issue. But I always look at something which is positive. It's possible. It's under our control. Anything, even death, we can look at it with a wonderful positive view. We have discussed about a few mantras to speak about death. We need not be afraid of death. Of course, a transition from this Sharira Indriya Manas to another Sharira Indriya Manas. That's all. And the transition is inevitable and wanted because this tool has become obsolete. It has become old, worn, torn. How can you function with this? Better get a new system. That's what you do with your computers. It's obsolete. It's not functioning properly. You just discard it and go for a new system. It's as good as that. So even death can be looked at very positively. Or in fact, that is how we have to look at death. So wonderful. Santosha. And another point I have told you about Santosha is being contented. Okay, I'm happy. What I'm having, I'm contented. It's enough. That very attitude gives us that poise to look at things in a very, very positive way. There is one small story from Buddha's life history. It tells us wonderfully well this concept. So one person comes and asks Buddha, I want to be your disciple. He says, okay, fine. That's not a difficult thing at all. But as a bhikkhu, then you have to follow certain things. He said, okay, I'll do it. You see, you have to go around and beg for your food. Oh, that is fine, I'll do it. Your ego should not come in the way. No, I'll do it. But in go for begging, people will shut their doors on your face. How do you take it? He says, oh, it's so fine. They are not scolding me. They are just shutting their doors, that's all. Oh, now in some places, they'll scold you like anything. Oh, that's wonderful. They're just scolding, they're not beating me. So I'm very happy. No. In some places, they'll beat you also. Oh, that is fine. Little beating is okay. They are not beating me black and blue. No. Some places beat you like that only. That's also I'm very happy because they are not killing me. Now he says, okay, now you are fit to be a bhikkhu. You are fit to be a bhikkhu. That is, one should be ready for any consequence. And whatever consequence is there, he should look at it positively and say that it's fine, wonderful. Yes, that is santosha. It is not something which happens automatically. It is a deliberate With effort, we have to do it. Maybe over a period, it becomes easy and simple and natural for us because we have been practicing it over a long period. But it has to be done deliberately in the beginning. Swadhyaya, continuous study, which is complemented to Brahmacharya. And here, another dimension is there, that is self-study is also called Swadhyaya. Study ourselves, compare ourselves with ourselves of yesterday. So we keep on growing, we keep on growing. Then we got tapas. Tapas is tolerance. Tapas is tolerance. Tapas is to become matured. Tolerance of ups and downs. Take them equally. Tapo vai dvandva sahanam. This is one explanation they give for tapas. Tapo vai dvandva sahanam. Dvandva is profit and loss. Then somebody praises, somebody blames. All these are called as dvandvas. And to tolerate them, yes. A condition of health, a condition of ill health. To tolerate it, yes, that is tapas. So like that, there are so many dvandvas, dualities, and these dualities have to be endured. And that endurance is called as tapas. Then, Ishvara Pranidhana. Okay, whatever is happening, of course, our role is there, but everything is not only because of us. There are so many forces which are working on that. Known, unknown. Known forces, okay, fine. We acknowledge, we thank, we are grateful, fine. But what about the unknown forces? So all the unknown forces, we call them as Daiva. Unknown forces. And it's impossible for us to know everything. And we say, yes, it is God's gift. Positive or negative, whatever it is. And all our gratitude, we express it to that God. That is Ishvara Pranidhana. To be grateful to God for having given us the Sharirindra Manas, this whole world, the knowledge, and in addition to it, so many forces which are favorable for us. And there is no unfavorable force. That's why we are looking at things fully positive. There is no unfavorable force, everything is favorable. It may appear unfavorable on the face of it, but that makes us strong. That is tapas, that makes us matured. One who toils becomes strong. One who suffers becomes brave. That's the reality. That's the reality. So every difficulty makes us stronger and stronger. Every problem makes us more and more intelligent because we think of the solutions. If that problem had not been there, then definitely I have not thought about the solution. Because it has come, I have worked out a solution, and that has definitely added to my intelligence and wisdom. So there is nothing negative, there is nothing discomfortable, unhappy. Everything is positive, everything is good. And thank God for having given all these things. That thanksgiving or that gratitude is what is called as Ishvara Pranidhana. Now all these things a person will be able to visualize, understand and practice, provided he is able to understand the creator behind what all he is seeing. He'll immediately remember, oh, it's a great force just behind it, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. It's wonderful. And that has given these dictums, ahimsa, adi vratas. Now I'll follow it implicitly. I'll follow it implicitly, and it is for the benefit of me and my fellow beings. In all these things, it's all maitri, cooperation, friendship with other fellow beings. That's something so wonderful. Just by imagining how the world will be, how our life will be with this background, that imagination itself is so pleasing and wonderful. And if you really be it and do it, it's totally different. Pratani paspasha yataha. Because of this observation, Karmani pashyata, whatever is done, see the works. And after seeing the works, yes, you remember the one who is the cause for it. And that makes this person to adhere to the rules and regulations in the creation. A person will never transgress it, will not trespass it. And that he does voluntarily, continuously. That's all in that vrata. Voluntarily, continuously. Yato ratani paspashe. Paspashe, he is bound by that. He is in touch with it. He is attached to it, hooked to it. On his own, on her own. There is no force. There is no force. Atma Vasham. It's under their control, they deliberately do it. Then what happens? Indrasya yujya sakha. That's the last line. Indrasya yujya sakha. First, it starts with observation of the creation around us at the micro level, macro level, as a system, so many things at different levels. Amazed. Then they follow certain regimen, they follow certain rules and regulations, yama, niyama, and be with that continuously, wholeheartedly. They bind themselves with that. And finally what happens? Indrasya yujyaha sakha. Indraha, that is Iti Paramaishware. Iti Paramaishware, that's the root. So it refers to Satchidananda, he becomes Sakha Yujyaha. Indrasya Sakha Yujyaha. Sakha Samana Khyano Bhavati. That's how they explain it. Samana Khyano Bhavati. Khya Prakathane. Khya Prakathane. So, Samana Khyano Bhavati. Both are named by the same noun. Atma. Satchit is also Atma. Satchidananda is also Atma. But this is just Atma, that is Paramatma. This is Jivatma, but Atma is common. So they are called by a common name. And they become Sakha. The basic principle behind it is so fine. Any friendship, any Sakha, and it is there between two persons, there should be at least a few things common. If nothing is common, they never become friends. As simple as that. So Sakha refers to those common properties, common features which binds them. I'm also interested in music. Another person is also interested in music. So a chemistry works and we become friends. But the music I love is different. The music they love is different. Yes, we say goodbye. Say I'm also a lover of books. Another person is also a lover of books. Yes, definitely we become friends. But the subjects I like and the subjects they like, if they're different, then okay, we cannot become friends. So there should be so many commonalities between two who become friends. And their only friendship starts. If that is not there, there is no friendship. Just say hello, bye, that's all. No binding, nothing. They take their path, we take our path. Their direction is different, our goal is different. Sakha means where we have got some common goal, we have got some commonalities. Yuja, you mishrana mishrane. Yujir yoge. Yujir yoge. Yuja samadhav. These are all different roots I got. Yuja samadhav. Yujir yoge. Yu mishrana mishrane. So in all these three roots, the common thing is to be together. Yoge. Yujir. Yoge. To be together. And the highest level of being together is what is called a samadhi. That is the state where they come together as though they feel it is one. They never become one, they're two only, or three only, whatever it is, but it appears as though it is one. That's the highest level of becoming one, being together. That togetherness is called a samadhi. Now, when this person observes, goes back and says, this is the product of, this is a creation of Vishnu, the omnipresent, the omnipotent, the omniscient. And when he surrenders himself to that system and follows ratas, then what happens? He becomes closer and closer to that Satchidananda. As simple as that. He will improve his own spiritual strength. He will improve, the person will improve the spiritual purity. And the spiritual purity and strength takes that soul closer and closer to God. It becomes so close. It becomes so friendly with that. And will be able to experience that bliss. And the source of bliss, yes, that is Tatindra. That is Satchidananda. Sat is not a source of bliss. Satchit is not a source of bliss. Satchidananda alone is one single source of bliss. And his bliss is an experience. It's not something, a subject for our sense organs. I cannot see it. I cannot hear it. I cannot taste, smell or touch it. But I can experience it. I means something beyond these sense organs. There's a soul. The soul can experience it. It's a great experience. It's an amazing experience. But this amazing experience will happen only when the person really is amazed. And that amazement is possible. Look at any side. Vishnu karmane pashyata. Look anywhere, micro or macro. You can immediately say, wow. It happens. Then what you do? After seeing that, after experiencing it, that amazement, that wonderment, immediately changed my way of life. Because I don't want to miss that amazement. I want to experience that amazement at every step of my life. And it's possible only when I follow Rata. Only when I follow this Yama Niyama continuously, wholeheartedly, deliberately. It's a self-imposed discipline. Now the whole world today is in trouble because disciplining is there, but not self-imposed. That's the problem. You are not stealing anything because there is a CCTV or police. If the CCTV and police removed, oh, it is a happy day for us. That's our attitude. That's our attitude. That's why all these things are there. You want police, you want military, you want this, you want that, so many things, security, so many things. But a self-imposed discipline is there. You don't need anything. And the whole world will move wonderfully well, better than what is happening today with all these amenities. Vedas are very clear about that. The whole problem is not in prohibiting it from outside. The whole thing has to be prohibited inside. So what is that? Which is the problem for the whole thing external. They use one beautiful word. In English, we can say it as culpable mind. Culpable mind. C-L-P-A-B-L-E, culpable mind. If that culpable mind is there, then he'll commit a crime and become a culprit. Culprit. The word culprit you are familiar with. It comes from this culpable mind. A thief is not outside. A thief is inside. Once a thief borrows inside, the person who gives shelter to that idea will become a thief and commit a crime. Crime is the last phase. Crime is the last phase, which everybody can see. This we are trying to prevent with all our knowledge and amenities and equipments. But we are never tackling the source of it. That's the culpable mind. A mind which wants to commit a crime. An idea which wants to commit a crime. We are not attending to it. Baglo. Baglo. That culpable mind is the actual thing at fault. If it is nipped there, nobody can become a culprit. Where do you find this? Vedas are very clear. They speak of bhargas. That's the fire. That's a fire which can burn down a culpable mind. Bhargaha. Tat saviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi. That's the exact thing they are pointing out. They are very clear where is problem and where we have to tackle it and how. But this clarity, unfortunately, is not in the present day thinking. That's why we have to work and work on Vedas and spread it. Then we will be tackling all the problems at the root. At the root itself, we can remove all those things. Bhargaha is a fire. Brasja pake. Pake means which can boil down, which can burn down. That force is called as Bhargaha. Brasja pake. Brasja pake. That's the root. Now, one who is capable of doing it is called as Bhrugu. That's a proper noun. So, keeping all those things in mind only, we have named our son as Bhrugu. But we don't know to what extent he'll be able to achieve it. But of course, that's a goal we have, and we have given him also a goal to do it after. It is his own lookout. Okay. Bhargaha. That fire, that heat which can burn down those wrong thoughts. Culpable mind. This we have to see. Now, a person who is able to experience in amazement the creation will definitely think of this thing. He'll say, this is a wonderful world. It's a wonderful world, and I'm so lucky to be in this world, and it shall be my bounden duty to prevent this and spread it. To protect, not prevent, sorry, to protect it and spread it. Preserve it for generations. And how it can be done? Prata. There's no other way. Take it as a woe. Take it as your part and parcel of life. And what do you call it? That is self-imposed discipline. So the self-imposed discipline is there. That person can never become an anti-social element even in thoughts. Forget about action. Now, to inculcate this self-imposing discipline is what is called as real education. That's really, that is Shikshana. Then planned for that also. That was Brahmacharya Ashrama, Upanayana Samskara, Vedarambha Samskara. It's all meant for this only. And when it is to be given, they are clear about that also. It has to be given when they are in adolescence. During infancy, they understand nothing directly. They cannot react. Childhood, they are not serious. Adolescence, we have to teach them. And they bloom into wonderful youth. So scientific, so logical. And they have answered all the questions. They have tackled all the aspects. They have not left anything blank, anything hanging. That's the greatness of Vedas. Yes, 1,000 questions, all are there, answered. They know these are all the questions that may arise. And the answer is this. That is why Vedas are held high. Not just because it is our scriptures. No. It's a scripture or constitution of the whole mankind. Anybody, anywhere can follow this and become Indrasya Yujyasakha. Anyone, anywhere, anytime. It's open. Get into it, that's all what is required. Once they get into the fold of self-imposed discipline, self-policing, things are fine. Nothing can go wrong. Whether it's a policeman outside or not, we have already a policeman in us. He'll be checking us, he'll be guiding us, he'll be preventing us from doing a crime. So that internal police will prevent the crime at the level of thought itself. So there is no question of that wrong thought, that criminal thought, that culpable thought getting translated into words and action. There is no chance at all. And that is the only way and the best way of tackling all crimes in this world even today. Even today. Just think over a little. Even in the police force, military force and all law, courts, everything, even if you double it, triple it, it will never solve the problem. Because the source where the crime is emanating is not tackled. So it keeps on coming and you go on increasing the police force. No, it won't work. Tackle at the root. Make the mind pure. Make the mind clean. Make the mind strong. The same mind, I mean your soul. The internal thing. Once you make that, okay, fine, even without police we can work. Because it is an internal policing. To instill a police inside is the purpose of Vrata. And what prompts one to get into Vrata? What motivates a person to follow Vrata implicitly? It is that amazement about the creation of the world. Now those who are criminals, please understand, those who are criminals, they cannot enjoy the creation. They are insensitive. They are ready to spoil it. They are ready to break it. They are ready to disturb it. Because they are not able to understand the beauty of it. The wonder of it, amazement of it. They are not able to see. That's why they become criminals. So if you look at a flower, and in amazement if you look at it, you never think of plucking it. You enjoy it where it is. You see a tiger, and look at its stripes and how it moves, so many things. You love it. You never want to hunt it. You see, all the poachers who are around the world, they are not able to appreciate the beauty of it. Vishnu Karmani Pashyata, they are not able to see that. They are just looking at it as a source of money. And that money is temporary and may be lost anytime, anywhere. Poaching is a very big problem in the world. You know it. Because of the poaching, you are familiar with that word poaching? P-O-A-C-H, poaching. So many species are extinct and so many species on the verge of extinction. Why? Because they are not able to see the beauty in those creatures. How wonderfully it is created, what a beautiful color, what agility, how well it runs. So beautiful. How ferocious it is. And that's part of creation. They're not able to appreciate it. They're not able to like it. They're not able to get amazed by that. They become poachers. You do anything, poachers will do the wrong way. Any protection, any force, anything, any vigilance, no, you will not get the result. Catch a poacher and ask him to Vishnu Karmani Pashyata. That's enough. The other two steps, it will happen automatically. Once he is able to appreciate the beauty of the creation, the beauty of every species in creation, he can never become a poacher even in his dreams. So where do you have to tackle? Is it by external vigilance or is it by internal policing? How it will happen? How will it happen? Vishnu Karmani Pasya, that is the starting point. The steps are so clear. Why look here and there? Look at our own selves, our own Sharirindriya Manas. That itself is a wonderful, beautiful creation. Even with all this development in science, we are not able to create a human being. They say by cloning we do this, we do that. But even that cloning is possible only when they follow certain rules and regulations in nature. They are not able to alter it. And how far that cloning is really genuine and believable, we don't know. Because even today they have not left out the secret of it. They just claim the results. They are not given the details. It's a secret to even today. So there is always that benefit of doubt upon what they are doing. Finally, what I am to say is, this whole creation, what is there, even in its minuscule, we are not able to repeat. We are not able to reproduce in the same way. That's our limitation. So wonderful, so excellent is the creation. When you will understand, look at it, look at it. Pashyata, look at it. Observe it. When you start observing, then the whole picture and the whole world will change. One single mantra. There are 20,000 odd mantras in the Vedas. Forget about it. Take this one single mantra. Look at the creation. How wonderful it is. Anywhere, anytime. Go to a forest, a tall tree. 50, 60, 80, 100 feet. How it has grown. Who watered it there? Who supplied the manure for it? No one. So enormous, so huge. How it happens? Immediately we become amazed. Immediately when you look at this part. A small insect you can see on the leaf of some plants. Very small insect, so colorful, so beautiful, with all life in it, and it wants to live. That force is there in that. Are not able to see it. You just touch the leaf or maybe that insect. It immediately wants a shelter to protect itself. It wants to live. It runs hither and thither and finally gets into a safe place. It has got the same Nidra, Ahara, Bhaya, Maithuna. All these things are packed in that one small, simple insect. How? Who did it? How colorful it is. And they make such wonderful sounds. If you observe it in isolation or maybe in coordination, it's music. Who taught them that music? Anything you look at from any point, but consciously, deliberately, with an open mind. Whole world is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Nothing else. Then what happens? Eto ratane paspashe indrasa yujyasya. The whole world will be a better world for us to live. It can happen any day, anywhere, to anyone in their life. And those who have observed these things and enjoyed, they are always positive. They never cry, they never worry, they never suffer under any circumstance. What a wonderful result. That's what is called as Indrasya Yujyasakha. And it will not happen automatically. You have to work for it. Eto ratani paspashya. To motivate us to work, Vishnu Karmani Pashyata. The reverse way I am telling it. Think over, analyze, let's change our views, let's look at things in a different angle, perspective, and tell the others also, look at like this, the world is wonderful, don't spoil it. Don't spoil yourself. Let's enjoy, let us be happy. This is a rare opportunity what we have got. But start from appreciating what is in and around us. It's all creation of God. For those who are very religious, we can say, because it's gift of God, yes, we are not supposed to spoil it. We are indebted to Him. Even others also, we can say the same thing. Okay, thank you for the day. And tomorrow also we can have a class. That's a Sunday night for you.
Yes.
And tomorrow regular time.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Namaste. Varun?